Welcome to the PoPolitickin show. Founded in 2008, PoPolitickin is a hip-hop meets self-help brand. With each interview, we teach the babies and share success secrets with you, the listener. Past guests of the PoPolitickin show include Yo Gotti, Currency, MC Light, BG, Dead Prez, Rashida, Project Pat, and more. We also showcase the future upcoming stars of hip-hop. Subscribe on iTunes and get automatic updates of each podcast episode.
PoPolitickin.com.
This is 1019, and I'm on PoPolitickin. Check me out on April 18th at the AC Lounge.
The cold heart of a conquistador, out to conquer, no peace, it's war. Easing out what they reach and soar. Me and my team just smash. The cold heart of a conquistador, out to conquer, no peace, it's war. Easing out what they reach and soar. Me and my team just smash.
We mash on them, mash like an armored brigade, ninja gator, snatch up your maiden. You punk ass niggas is the lamest. Leave your name and pages, make you famous. Put both my feet up your anus. Blow out your brain, leave you brainless. Your fam just couldn't handle the changes. We got that new shit, bitch, you better bang this.
The cold heart of a conquistador, out to conquer, no peace, it's war. Easing out what they reach and soar. Me and my team just smash.
Strange times, strange days, strange cats, they move in strange ways. Me, I move ahead to get paid. New chapters, a new page. Fight for my right to party. Gonna fight for my rights tonight. Encouraging everybody to fight on the side of what's right.
The cold heart of a conquistador, out to conquer, no peace, it's war. Easing out what they reach and soar. Me and my team just smash. The cold heart of a conquistador, out to conquer, no peace, it's war. Easing out what they reach and soar. Me and my team just smash. 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 Me and my team just smash.
Welcome back to PoPolitickin.com, your home for self-help meets hip-hop. Make sure you download our app on iTunes. Listen to us on Spreaker. We're on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts. Wherever you listen to podcasts, we're probably there. Self-help meets hip-hop. I'm now politicking my homie 1019, the Numberman. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing well, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you got to break that name down, break the math down behind the name. I know you about to say something out there. What you going to say?
1019 is in the alphabet, right? So my initials are JS. So the 10, is J, and the S is 19. So, I just always, I just like the way, that fit. You know what I mean? So that's how it came about it. 19.
So you can go by J to S, the Numberman too, right?
I suppose. But yeah, 1019. That's a name I've had for a while. So you know what I mean. Just kind of roll with it.
And then where are you from? What's your hometown?
I'm from San Diego. That's my hometown. Love it out here, man.
So how was it growing up, like the community you live in and stuff?
It was cool. I grew up in Lemon Grove, so that's just, it's like a little suburb outside like San Diego city limits. You know what I mean? So I grew up out there with my father, and I had a dope childhood, man. You know what I mean? Enjoyed Southern California, the sun and everything. So it was dope growing up.
And then why is music important to you?
My father was a DJ, so like as a kid, he'd be spinning records and stuff, man. So I kind of was, I kind of gravitated towards it because of that. You know what I mean? And like I wasn't, as a kid, I wasn't allowed to kind of I couldn't touch the records or nothing like that. You know what I mean? So he'd be in our kitchen table, like spinning and making tapes and stuff. And I wasn't allowed to, I couldn't be around it. So I think because, it was like off limits, I wanted I wanted to touch it, be a part of it even more. And I think when I got into high school and stuff, I was like listening to a lot of rap records, and my father he would like notice the samples being used. You know what I mean? So he would hear like, okay, that's the Last Poets. You know what I mean? Like I think I heard, like maybe Tribe Called Quest has sampled like a Last Poet line. You know what I mean? So he noticed the connection and he handed me the Last Poets record. I think it was like Douglas 7. And he was like, yo, this is where they got that from. So I started listening to it and I was blown away. Like, I was like, oh, these cats was rapping before rap. You know what I mean? Like, it sounded very similar. So, once that happened, I was like, I just got deeper into it. You know what I mean? And that's just where it came from, man. And then just developing that love and enthusiasm for it, man. It just kept me involved in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you talk about love, enthusiasm for it. So I say, what is hip hop to you?
Wow, what is hip hop to me? It's a music. It's at this point it feels like a lifelong endeavor. You know what I mean? Feels like a way that I was able to to interact with my environment, my community. I was able to learn about my community. I was able to learn about, myself. I was even able to learn about, like history, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Like going
Mm-hmm.
back to the old stuff or the original sample sources and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I was
Mm-hmm.
like able to experience the stuff that came before me. You know what I mean? So, and that was all through, that's all through hip hop, through rap. So, some of those things are what rap means to me.
And who was some of your favorite artists?
Ooh, some of my favorites like coming up, man. Big DJ Quick fan, still am. Um, big Ice Cube was a big. I used to listen to him a lot, growing up. Um, Now, like I'm still listening to stuff coming up. I like Vince Staples a lot. Um, Earl Sweatshirt I listen to pretty tough. Outkast was always a favorite, like, all time favorite. Um, man, so many. Compton's Most Wanted, bunch of stuff, man. I go on and on and on.
I want to say, what's your favorite Quick and Ice Cube songs?
Wow, my favorite Quick and Ice Cube songs. Today it might change tomorrow, right? But I was thinking about this Quick song. It's off of the Trauma album, so this is like a little bit later. You know what I mean? And it's a song he has with Be Real. I can't think of the name right now,
Mm-hmm.
but I was thinking about that song the other day, man. Just for whatever reason, that one just kind of, I just always kind of like that. I forget the name of it, man, but it's like take your do rag off, let your brain grow. That's like the hook, I think. So that was really tough. And Cube, man, just he has so many. Who's the Mac? You know, uh,
What's your
just
Outkast song?
what's the Outcast song? I always like Return of the Gangster, Return of
Mm-hmm.
the G. Yeah, just it starts that album off, man. It's slow, kind of creeps up on you. You know what I mean? And then just the stuff he's saying in there, Andre 3000, and I'm feeling better than ever. What's wrong with you? You get down. So those are my favorites. I mean, it might be totally different songs tomorrow, though.
Yeah, and how would you describe your style? 'Cause I was listening to you, kind of, yeah. How would you describe your style? It's kind of different.
Um, how would I describe my style? I'm not sure, man. I always like, it's hard to describe my own stuff, but
So
I
how you
always,
come up with it then?
Just listening to stuff. I always liked words. You know what I mean? Like as a kid, man, like I really, really liked words. You know what I mean? Like before I could even read or write, I used to I would I would try to spell, man. I know that doesn't make sense, but I would like I knew the alphabet, right? So as a kid I would ask my mom, I'd say, "Hey, what does TPQRS, what does that spell?" And she'd be like, "Nothing." You know what I mean? But I'd be like, "It has to spell something." You know what I mean? So I always had this thing with words, man. And so I like to play with words. You know what I mean? That's something it's just it's enjoyable to me. You know what I mean? So when I write, I like to play with the language. You know what I mean? I like the rhythms. You know what I mean? Like I like to hit certain pockets and kind of get in the beats. You know,
Mhm.
Not quite sure how to describe it, man.
What do you mean by that when you say get into the beat?
Like I like to write to the beats. You know what I mean? Like sometimes, like when I was younger, I would have like I'd probably write verses and then try to format them to the beat. You know, and I guess now I listen to the beat and try to write to that beat. So, like as opposed to trying to fit the verse to the beat later, I'll try to get a feel for the beat and come up with my verse. And be in them pockets as opposed to trying to figure them out later. I think it makes it more smooth.
Hmm. And now I want you to talk about your projects because I saw you had the Natalie Rose EP and then the Solus. How you say that? Solites? Solites?
Solus Superstes.
Oh yeah. What's that about?
So that's like a Latin term, and it means like roughly it means like soul survivor.
Mm.
So like when I was working on it, man, I was just feeling just alone. You know what I mean? Like I had some personal stuff. You know what I mean? And like I just felt like I was just out there. You know what I mean? Just on my own tip. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how the title came about. Like Last Man Standing. You know what I mean? And so it just kind of built from there. You know what I mean? And then my boy, he produced it. His name is Ak. He had sent me these beats, maybe like 14 beats or something. And I had sat on them forever. You know what I mean? Like I had sat on them for a long, long time. And then, I just started writing to him. You know what I mean? I get an idea, and then idea turned to a verse. You know what I mean? I keep playing with the verse, keep playing with the idea. It turned to a song. you know. And then after I had the ideas, some rough ideas and stuff that I could present to him, I was like, yo, man, I've been working on these beats. This is what I have. And then, I was like, hey, see what you think. You know what I'm saying? I had to get, I wanted to get his approval, make sure it was cool, had him sign off and everything. And then once he did, you know, I I uh I tightened everything up, you know what I mean? Got all my ideas the way I wanted. And then I just gave it over to him and let him tie it all together, sequence it, let him do the production work, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how that project came together. And it took a while, man. It took me a long time to kind of to bang that one out.
How long it took?
Whew. Man, maybe a year and a half.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Maybe a year and a half, 2 years. I wanted to take my time. Like I was taking my time with it, and I didn't want to like rush. You know, um, I just wanted to really. I think at the time, man, I wanted to like really just work on a project. You know what I'm saying? Like take my time with it, and like I was rewriting verses, so I was rewriting songs. You know what I mean? Like I might have rewritten every song on there. You know what I mean? So I was like demoing stuff at the crib, and I sit with it and like, man, it's not really hitting the way I think it can, or, I haven't really figured out the pockets on this track. So I just went back and redid it until I did, you know what I mean? Until I was in the pocket, and then it was like, okay, I'm cool with this. I think this is the direction I want to go in. I think this is, uh, you know, this is close to the idea that I had in my head, or this is the idea, and then just gave it over to him, man.
And then the Natalie Rose CD, I was trying to figure who is that? Is that your mom or something?
That was my grandmother,
Okay.
and she passed I think she had passed like the year before, and it was just difficult. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just it was like it just really I was real affected by it. You know what I'm saying? And so I just had to I had to move through it, man, and through the process, like that. The material on there was a lot of it to me was about like loss and just losing stuff. So I decided to name it after her, because that kind of that sense of loss, you know what I mean? Like she personified that for me. You know what I'm saying? And so that was it's kind of like darker. You know what I mean? Like the beats are more kind of dark. You know what I'm saying? It feels kind of dark. So yeah, that's how that came about.
Then what are some of your interests outside of music?
I like to read. I'm a big fan
What
of
books you
reading,
like?
man. Right now I'm reading James Baldwin, Notes of a Native Son. Um, and I think before that I was reading this Malcolm Gladwell book called Blink.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about like how we make like split second decisions, just going
Like
through
forever,
life.
huh?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, man, I like to read. I started not too long. I think couple years ago, man. My mom gave me this plant. It's like a housewarming gift. So I have this plant that I've had for probably about maybe 2.5 years. I kept it alive. Um, so got some other plants. You know what I mean? So I started looking after plants, man. You know what I mean? So those are
What you
some of
do? How you take care of the plants? Do you be talking to your plants? We gonna get
sometimes,
the real. We gonna get the real.
sometimes, you know what I mean? I,
Do your
I'm
plants got
not.
names?
No, they don't have names, and I don't talk to them on the regular. But like it's like this Chinese evergreen. That's where I started as the first plant. Um, so when I water it, I do talk to it. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't talk to it every day, but when I water, I probably water it like once a month. And when I water it, I do talk to it. I'll tell it, hey, you looking good. I know you're thirsty. That kind of thing. So I talk
But I
to it a
don't know.
little
I
bit.
realized that too. Like plants. They got life in them too because they're growing.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's dope, man. Like I like just like how you're saying. Like I like having them around because it's like I'm surrounded by a life energy. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? It's a trip. It's a trip. So yeah, I got some plants at the crib.
What's up? And then, what books would you recommend to the listeners? Like your
Hmm.
top favorite books.
Top favorites. That's a good one, man. Depending on what people are into. You know what I
If
mean?
they're
Like,
into self improvement.
if they're into self improvement, um, I read this book last year. It's called I think it's called Quiet. I think that's the name of it. It's called Quiet, and it's about um the power of like introverts, right? So so much of 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 the modern era is geared towards like extroverts and people that are outgoing and those kind of traits. Those are the traits that are celebrated and stuff, right? So in this book, it talks about the power of introverts and how things like listening are have value in them. You know what I mean? And how people that are quiet, are really good observers. So it talks about the strengths of introverts. And I'm a bit of an introvert, you know what I mean? So reading that, that helped me kind of see the strengths and some of the things that I may have thought, weren't really valuable. Like I'm kind of shy, I'm kind of quiet. But I read that and realized that there's value in some of those things. So, there are introverts out there, man. I definitely recommend that book.
And then, far as like artist management, what are some things that you think the manager should do for the artist? Like,
Um, Lots of stuff, man. I think sometimes, half a manager's
I guess
job
like the
is
main responsibilities though.
the main responsibilities.
Yeah, like the top three things they should do.
I think the top three things, man, is an artist. I mean, a manager is a good it's like a psychologist in a way. You know what I'm saying? You got to figure out how to keep your artist engaged. engaged, how to keep them motivated, how to keep them in good spirits. You know what I mean? I know that's like that doesn't sound like part of the job description, but I think that is. I think that's a big thing. You know what I mean? And then definitely getting your artists gigs and paid, because that's how the manager is going to get paid. You know what I mean? And steer the artists in the right direction. You know what I mean? Keep them out of trouble. Keep them on the right road.
How do you like? Can you book gigs through the internet, or how do you book gigs?
Um, I get is it through the internet. I think for me, most of the stuff that I get is through connections. It's through word of mouth. Like even this right here. You know what I mean? It's through colleagues. So for me, it's like networking. You know what I'm saying? And it's people I know. So that's how I do most of my stuff. You know what I mean? The cold call. Sometimes that works, but it doesn't seem to be as fruitful as networking for me.
All right. I think we had some more things you was gonna say the manager was gonna supposed to do.
Uh, I think that's it, man. You know what I mean? That's get the checks. Them checks.
Then, as far as like marketing, growing your brand, what are some things you can do, or like growing on social media and stuff like that?
I think that stuff is important. I think that's the where we're at. You know what I mean? Social media, the internet, all that stuff. For me, I know one of the things that also helps is the stuff away from social media. So some of the things that might have like face to face contact, I think is real important. You know what I mean? Shaking hands, even. You know what I mean? Meeting people in person. I think those things are kind of undervalued. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get the vibe of somebody much better in person. And you get a sense of somebody in person. Um, you know, so I think those things, man, getting doing the pounding the pavement. I think those things are really valuable. And I think those things kind of get overlooked in the age of social media and the internet sometimes.
Now, I want you to share with us any life hacks you have.
In terms of anything,
Huh?
just anything, just
Yeah,
any.
just anything you got, like your top life hack.
Um, I think, man, this might sound just real, goofy and simple, but I think, I think sleep, you know,
Uh,
get. I think rest, man, is a big thing. I think taking care of yourself and eating right. I think exercise. I think taking care of yourself is a big thing. You know what I
Self care.
mean? And I think it's up there because I think that's when you operate at your top. That's when you're operating, man, on all cylinders. And I don't think you can do that when you're tired. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
I was gonna
saying?
say. I was kind of looking at it on a deeper level too, because like to take care of yourself, you gotta love yourself. So that's where
There
it
you
really
go.
start.
There you go. And that's probably the that's probably the underlying thing of it. You know what I'm saying? That's probably what it's all based off of. You know, so those things, man, and I'm trying to work on those things myself. You know what I mean? Get my proper rest, man, and and know when to. Okay, I need to slow down and regroup and gather myself. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think those things are pretty important.
All right. And what's the vision for your career? Like, where do you see yourself like 5 years from now?
That's a good one, man. 5 years from now. Um, wow, that's a good one, man. I think I need to map that out. You know what I mean? But I'd like to just continue to be active. You know what I'm saying? Continue to be well received. Continue to have opportunities like this. You know what I mean? People interested in what I'm doing. Um, what that looks like specifically, I probably got to sit down and, like I said, map it out a little bit. You know, but yeah, man, I'd like to be, like to just continue to grow, man. I'd like to grow, get better, you know, um, expand more, have a bigger reach. You know what I mean? Have people in far out places aware of what I'm doing. You know. I know it's kind of broad, but that's kind of what I envision.
All right, what would you like to say to your fans,
Um,
supporters?
yeah, thanks for messing with me. You know what I mean? Thanks for supporting me. Thanks for checking for me. Thanks for listening. I appreciate it.
And how they contact you? What's your social media and everything?
I'm on Instagram at 1019 underscore Numberman, and I'm on Twitter at Numberman 1019.
All right, man. I want to say thank you for coming through politicking with me.
No doubt. Thanks for having me, man. I really.
Yeah. Okay. No man is an idol. At least that's what they say. Now if no man is an idol, I'm hoping and I pray. If no man is an idol, drift and wash away. If no man is an idol, I might just be okay. Still I go alone, over sticks in the unknown, sharing wit and broken poems, moving like a rolling stone. I preach to each his own, over beats and metronomes. It's the way that I was shown, a way to be shalom. Still I go alone, over sticks in the unknown, sharing wit and broken poems, moving like a rolling stone. Not ghost, but a dapper man's fashion. Picture perfect, wordsmith on the caption, beneath the surface, searches a man of action, with a purpose, the first to make it happen.
The PoPolitickin Show is brought to you by Audible. With over 180,000 titles to choose from, Audible is great for any continuous learner wanting to grow and expand their knowledge and insight. Go to www.audibletrial.com/POAudio and get an audiobook of your choice free with a 30-day trial. After the trial, your paid membership will begin at $14.95 per month. With your membership, you will receive 1 credit every month, good for an audiobook on Audible. Cancel before your trial ends and you will not be charged. So go to www.audibletrial.com/POAudio and download a free book by Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone, Napoleon Hill, Les Brown, Damon John, and more. Always remember that knowledge is power.